friends, it's Sierra from Sisterfrennn.com. So I just wanted to do another video on my chicken soup recipe. I have plenty of chicken soups here on the channel, but I will forever keep yelling at you guys. I shouldn't say yelling. I will forever keep telling you guys how much broth heals. I mean, I keep saying it at the intro of every video, but I have been doing broths consistently for over a year now, and the health benefits that I have seen have been monumental. Now, I know a lot of you guys have histamine intolerance, and so many of you guys have MCAs, and you're like, don't have broth. It has too much histamine. But I am telling you guys, I know that I have had severe histamine intolerance. My husband as well. I don't want to get into his story. We'll stick to my story. And I'm telling you, by ingesting organ meats, I have begun to work on the DAO enzyme in my gut. By beef liver, beef kidney, organ meats. This week or next week, I'd like to try sheep's brain for the first time, and I'd really like to start to get some brain in my diet and some thymus. I've been learning a lot about just the other organ meats that are out there that aid in our health so much. And I believe that the histamine tolerance has gone down because I continue to introduce these foods to my body. Someone recently on TikTok was saying to me, well, I have histamine really bad, and I just was told not to do broths and not to do yogurts and not to do any fermented foods. And what I would say to you, and what I would say to her, what I did say to her, is that when you're out of shape and you go to the gym, you're out of shape, you're fat, you can't lose the weight. You've sat around, and maybe you haven't sat around, because there's people who are overweight who simply have bad bacteria, and it doesn't matter how much they work out, because that's a whole other discussion. But when you're overweight because of just lifestyle choices, sitting on the couch, not moving your body, living in this modern day lifestyle, you got to go back to the gym, right? And it hurts. Like, that first day of getting back in shape is the worst. That first week, whenever you've been out of the gym for a long time, or whenever you've been out of that physical activity for a while, it sucks. It sucks so bad having to do that workout. You're like, oh my God, why did I let myself get this out of shape? Why did I let it go so long? And then you look in the mirror at whatever it is that you're wanting to fix, and you're like, I have such a long way to go. And I look at histamine intolerance that same way, because and we can get into even children with childhood allergies. My girlfriend, she sent her son was born allergic to everything. And out in Los Angeles, she put him in a program, and they spent thousands of dollars to make sure that he would not die from food allergies. But you know what that program consisted of? It consisted of introducing him to the foods that he was very allergic to. Peanuts and dairy and all kinds of things that he was, anaphylactic to. Anaphylactic means like your throat closes up, you stop breathing because you're just very allergic. So he was put in this program, and she's so grateful, because there are so many children who die of childhood allergies. And so I look at histamine intolerance that same way. I don't think that the answer to histamine intolerance is avoiding fermented foods. I think the answer is taking it a teaspoon at a time. It's the same as working out. You don't give up on working out because the first day is hard, the first week is hard, the next 2 weeks are hard. You keep going, and you keep trying, and you keep working at it. And I see histamine intolerance the same way. You keep having the soups and the broths and a little bit of yogurt and a little bit of kefir and a little bit of sauerkraut, little by little by little by little by little, because I'm telling you guys, the gut lining there, and I'm going to be doing some mineral testing on my hair. Me and my husband probably this fall are going to be doing some stool testing to kind of test where we are with our bacteria and how our guts are doing and the improvements that we've seen. But I cannot tell you guys the differences, the difference that we feel from having these broths every week, whether it's my bone broth. I have a pho recipe here on the channel with bone broths. I have this chicken soup recipe here on the channel right now that I'm re-putting into the stratosphere. I've got my chicken feet, pork feet broth. I'm going to be doing a fish soup broth. But all of these broths that I've been doing have really been changing my life, changing how I'm digesting food. And and really further helping my mood. I mean, you guys, I wake up feeling so happy and so joyous and so full of energy, and gut healing, I believe gut healing really does require broth. I really do. Now, if you're somebody who is really healing and you've got a lot of food sensitivity, you're doing the GAPS diet and you're on that road, don't put the carrots and the celery and the onions and the garlic in this chicken soup recipe. You can literally just get a whole chicken and make this recipe and have this broth and eat the meat and add an egg yolk. And then there you have a GAPS broth that's very gentle and very nourishing for you. The other thing I'll say is at the time that I did this video, I didn't really have the knowledge on how a lot of Asian people clean their meat. So the way that I make my soup now is I want to tell you guys is my acupuncturist, she's Asian, and well, yeah, I think it's okay to say that because there's acupuncturists who are not Asian, but she's authentic. She's like straight from China, like been doing this over there, does that over here. And she was telling me, I was telling her, yeah, I always boil my broths in salt and then pour off the dirty water. And she said, no, don't do that. Don't do that. She told me in Asian culture, they put green onions or like scallions, ginger, and then she said like a cooking wine. And that is how they clean the animal before they do the second broth. So you can do what I did. I mean, in this video, you're going to see me add salt and do a first cleaning that way. But now I don't do that anymore. I do it the way she taught me with the ginger, the green onions, and the scallions. And I do see the impurities still boil off. She didn't really give me the why, so I'm going to have to learn a little bit more as to the why. But that's just a note to take care of. But anyway, I'm going to continue putting these videos on the channel, encouraging you guys to have broth every single week. If you're getting married, or if I've already told you guys in my analytics, most of you guys are 55 to 65. But if you're getting married or you have a daughter or a granddaughter and she's getting married, this is a lost art that women don't really know how to do. When I'm on TikTok and I'm telling people that they need to know how to make broth, this is something that young people don't know how to do. In fact, whenever I buy a whole chicken, because we do get our chickens pasture raised from our local farmer, but sometimes when we're balling on a budget, I will get a pasture raised chicken from Whole Paychecks. Whole Foods. And do you know how many people, well, even when I go to our local farmer's market, do you know how many women have told me, you buy a whole chicken? They're shocked that I buy a whole raw chicken. And I think that all women need to know how to make a basic chicken soup. And if you want to, I have another video on here where I show you how to make my chicken and dumplings out of chicken soup. So this is a very basic, simple chicken soup. Everybody should always have chicken soup in their freezer. I always have chicken soup in my freezer. You can turn it into curry, which I have another video coming out probably tomorrow on how I make this coconut curry out of this chicken soup. I mean, it is just the base of so many recipes you can use with it. And if your kids get sick, if you're sick, there is nothing like being able to know that you have a healing broth in your freezer. You can pop it in the oven or on the stove, heat it up, and you've got some really good homemade chicken soup. Ditch the canned stuff, ditch the store-bought stuff. It doesn't have gelatin in it. It has so much MSG and additives, and it doesn't even gel. I have yet to cook a broth that does not gel. So I wonder about these broths. But anyway, you guys, let me go ahead and show you how I make this quick chicken soup. Put this one in your arsenal, put it in your bag. And like I said, you guys, heal your gut, heal your life. Do not sleep on the soups, okay? Don't give in to the histamine intolerance. Continue working with these fermented foods, because the more you get these bacteria into your gut, specifically these homemade yogurts, you're gonna have a great immune system. I just keep learning so much about dairy and fermented dairy and the health benefits that it can provide us. And these fermented foods walk hand in hand with having broth. So don't give in to the histamine intolerance. Make sure that you're eating organ meats. I will do a whole other video on organ meats again, a refresher, because so many people don't understand understand what organ meats can do for your body, for your brain, for your mind, for your blood, for your fertility, for your DAO enzyme in your gut, the healing that organ meats do. They have trace minerals that you didn't even know that were there, especially if the farmer, especially if you're getting your organ meats from a farmer who has his animals out on pasture. So anyway, heal your gut, heal your life. If you guys would like to support the channel as I am working on these videos for you guys and teaching you what I know and telling you about my life experience, I do have merch now on the website. I have some really cute shirts, and I also have some guides on my website. So feel free to go to Sisterfrennn.com and check those out if you would like to support me and you'd like me to continue making these videos. I just really want to see everybody get well and heal and live a long life, because long life is our birthright. Like, God promises us a long life, but we have to be good stewards, and we have to treat our bodies like a kingdom. We have to nourish them well, and we have to get back to these ancestral principles that have been here for thousands of years, billions of years. Have there been billions of years? Thousands of years. I'm not a history buff, okay? My husband is. If you're like, did she say billions? I'll have to ask my husband, is there billions of years? But anyway, let me show you guys how I make this basic chicken soup. I have some other recipes here on the channel you can browse through, but I just wanted to put this one back into the stratosphere to encourage you to have broth every single day. We drink broth in this house every single day, every single day. No days do we not have broth. And the healing benefits that they provide are incredible. Your skin, your hair, your nails, your minerals, the heart palpitations, the eye twitching, the gut lining, the bloating. I mean, it's incredible. I could go on and on and on. Anyway, without further ado, let me show you guys how to make this quick chicken soup. Okay, so to start off with, I'm going to use some carrots, some celery, a ton of garlic, some habanero peppers, a jalapeno, and an onion. So I like to just start off by peeling up the carrots, and then I just chop them up. Same with the celery. I'll just sort of chop off the ends, slice them down the middle, and then chop them up. And celery is so great too because it has so many good electrolytes in it. So I always love to do celery. But like I said, if you're having a lot of stomach issues, gastritis, ulcerative colitis, any sort of open wounds to your stomach, you don't need to do all of this. Just do a plain chicken soup. So I like to use a ton of garlic and chop it up. What's better than garlic? More garlic. I love garlic. And then I also love to add an onion. So these are just really simple ingredients for a really hearty chicken soup. And then lastly, I like to go in and add in some habaneros and some jalapeno. And this doesn't even make the soup spicy. It just adds flavor. And you guys might be like, well, where's the chicken flavor, the MSG? I don't add that. And you can totally have that chickeny flavor. So like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I don't clean the chicken with salt and vinegar anymore. I just use the scallions and the wine and ginger. But you can see I just did a quick boil to get off the nasty impurities. Back in the day, I think I have some earlier videos on the channel. I didn't used to do this, but I really learned that we kind of need to clean the meat off. So I just go in and add my veggies to my chicken. I add in some mineral salt, some filtered water, and I just slow cook it. And it will slow cook for like 8 hours, and I just walk away. Or here it's slow cooked for 12 hours. And as you can see, it was on low for 9 hours because I never got around to it. And then I just go through and I pick out all the chicken skins. Sometimes I'll bake them because my husband will like crispy chicken skins, and then I just shred the meat apart. And this chicken-based recipe is also so great. Go look at my tortilla soup video because the base of this soup makes an incredible tortilla soup. So go check out that video. But yeah, just go in, shred the chicken, and then you're just going to go ahead and put these in some containers and freeze them. And you have chicken soup on hand at all times. And if you'd also like to, you can go look at my chicken and dumpling video because that video I teach you how to make dumplings. Listen, I do not advocate for the refined flour, but on a special occasion when you're like, I just want to have some of grandma's old chicken and dumplings, that is a really great recipe that you can go have. Don't do it all the time, but it's a really good one. I swear by it. And when I make that chicken and dumpling recipe too, I like to add in some of my bone broth because the bone broth mixed with the chicken broth, oh, the flavor is so deep. So anyway, I hope this video was helpful and good luck with your chicken soup. It's something you should always have on hand.